Okay, here's what I don't understand about you claimed atheists. You claim there is no God, yet you waste your time debating or actually giving opinions and evading the question of trying to provide evidence that God doesn't exist. But you waste your time in life doing these things.
Hello YouTubers, and hello Stigmadeign, or the Stigmadeign in fact. Now, you want to know why atheists seem to waste their time. We don't waste our time. Quite simply, we look at religion and we see what goes on. To be honest, if everybody was just out there having fun, believing in what they wanted, they can believe in angels, they can believe in fairies, they can believe in leprechauns, they can believe in what they like. But there comes a line where religion, I'm not saying just Christian religion, but general religion, it starts to take political power. It starts to decide for others what is right. And you think we waste our time. Now, would you like to live in a world where people are stoned for adultery? Or the men, I believe, it's only the women that get stoned in Islam. We're talking of Islam now, obviously. We're talking of a world where people are stoned for adultery, and the men have their heads chopped off. We look in a world where people make decisions based upon religious belief, and this religious belief goes against humanity. That's my opinion. Now, we're looking, as I say, at Islam for a second. Homosexuals, it says in the Quran, I believe, thrown off a cliff. They generally consider they should die. People that apostates, leave a religion, should die. We also have this similar things in the Bible. The zeitgeist of Christianity means that people are no longer actually killed for such things, but they were once. And when people become fanatical, and when people reach out and believe every single word of something like the Bible or the Quran, then we start to find intolerance of logic. And how can you make a decision based on such nonsense and backed up by nonsense against another load of nonsense? Now, the main reason I have a go at Christianity is really not because Christianity is super evil. There are certain aspects of Christianity which I do find evil. Things like you get that Baptist church in America, or fags must die and all that sort of thing. There are those sort of things which are fundamentally quite evil. But how can one nutty religion ever speak to another nutty religion and say you're wrong? It would never work. What I call the talking snake religion, Christianity, against the talking ants of Islam. And these are the two big religions that are having impact on the world today. And we are told to respect these religions. And why should we respect these religions? I personally have no belief in God because there is no evidence for God. That is my belief, which is no belief. However, and bear with me, I'll see how far I've got. So why do we do it? Because truth matters. Truth is important, and even the study of science that is up and going and up and coming and all the time being updated is important. And religion holds this back. It's not just your religion. Now, if I talk to you, I don't even know which type of Christian you are. Born again Christian, perhaps, which I don't have a great deal of respect for, I've got to be honest. But the fact that I don't have respect for you does not mean I cannot appreciate the fact that you do have these beliefs. And I don't think you are in a position, as, let's say, a born-again Christian, to tell other people with other beliefs what they should think and how the world should be run and how the laws should be made. It's nonsense. And nobody in any religion is in really a position, because if they are, they're just going to get opposed by so many people. The only true way, in my opinion, is truth. And I know you think the Bible is true, but unfortunately there are so many flaws in it. So many flaws, as there are in the Quran and many other religious texts, that the only way forward in this day and age is really the non-belief of atheism. Because we are not restricted in any way. And that doesn't mean we're not restricted and we are going out and creating evil. This doesn't happen when you have no belief. Evil is something which we can all discuss in many terms. Evil can be just as easily produced by religion as an atheist, and by a religious person, you know what I mean. Anyway, let's carry on to your next bit. Actually, let's just think about a few things. Let's say, and it happens a lot in Britain, female circumcision, a girl being torn away from her family perhaps to visit an uncle, and clitoris removed, okay, in the name of religion. That's appalling. That's a terrible thing to do, but it's a religious tradition. It's appalling. It should be stopped. And there are many things in religion that should be stopped. And as I said, not just Christian. It goes across the board to all religions. And if we can bring more Christians on our side to see sense, then we have a very good reason to, and we have a good amount of people then to fight against nonsense, to fight against evil of this type. But it can't be done by Christians. You might not want to know the truth. You might think the truth is already in the Bible. But I believe that most people out there want to know the truth and are happy with knowing the truth. And funny enough, when you do find it, it's very, very uplifting. In the same way, perhaps, as religion is, and I can see that. People think they've discovered God. They talk to God, and God talks to them. No evidence has ever been seen of this, or certainly not recorded. It can be in people's minds, but never really recorded. Anyway, let's get on to the next bit.
Now, you don't believe in an afterlife. Doesn't make sense. If I didn't believe in an afterlife, and somebody said that there is no God, I would spend the rest of my life searching every bit of evidence to find that God does exist, besides debating or making up lies saying that God doesn't exist, or misinterpreting the Bible, or trying to find flaws in the Bible. It doesn't make sense. So, yeah, you claimed atheists are just completely mad.
So you think you'd spend the rest of your life searching for God, or apparently making up lies, which if you, it's a bit ironic, because if you couldn't find God, then you wouldn't be making up lies, would you? You can't think of it like that. Now, I'm going to use an analogy that was given to me by Nick Gisborne, a brilliant YouTube atheist actually, who's back, and I hope to do a little video on him soon. However, beside the point, in this analogy he said we can't prove that the dodo, a bird which once obviously did exist, but we can't prove that they're extinct. We can look. He says it. No, he said he could spend his life. He hasn't looked under every stone. He hasn't looked under the sea everywhere. They could be living under the sea now, or in every mountain, in every desert. He hasn't looked everywhere for the dodo. And yet there comes a point when you must say the dodo is extinct. And that really is the analogy that goes with religion. You can look and look and look, and that has to eventually become a climax when you say, sorry, it's extinct. It's not there. And you can't prove that there is not a dodo left in the world, but who's going to carry on searching for that dodo when we can be almost 100% sure, to within a billionth of a decimal point, that there is no dodo left? I think you get the point. And that is it. Bear with me. Yes, we don't try and find flaws in the Bible. There are flaws in the Bible. It's as simple as that. We just point them out. Misinterpreting the Bible, well, that's something that Christianity has done forever. We don't do that. It is simply there. I'm sure you've read the Bible yourself, and I'm sure you'll admit that's a bit contradictory. And something like Abraham, for instance, he was quite happy chatting along with God. God gave him regular little visits and popped along, said hello, told him to chop his bits off his dick and things like that, and which was fine. And then Moses came along, of course. Moses, God says, oh, you can't look at me, because if you look at me, you no mortal can do that. He'll just show you his backside. So it's a weird one, isn't it? So there's a contradiction, that Abraham gets to see him and Moses doesn't, because apparently no mortal can look upon him. And that's just a tiny contradiction. There are many, loads, thousands, well, hundreds. And that's why we point them out, because they're there. We are actually the people reading the Bible, to be honest. Most Christians, they don't spend a lot of time reading it. But what they do is they go every week to somebody who tells them what's in it and tells them what to believe and tells them all the good bits. And by going every week, they don't need to read it, do they, really? They've got somebody already telling them how to live their lives. So I don't think I'm wasting my time as an atheist. And in fact, quite the opposite. The truth really does matter, and the truth is very good to learn, really. It's very nice. Anyway, peace to you. I sorry if this this is a weird little video I've put together. But peace to you, and I hope you can respond in some way, and we're not going to have a fight over it. I just wanted to put my point of view. Take care.
You don't believe in an afterlife, but you're wasting your time debating against God. Doesn't make sense.